Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this July the 12th, 2025. I'm hoping everybody had a great Saturday out there so far, but it has a great Saturday evening. Hope everybody continue to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather, because that's the only weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video, we're going to be taking a look at the tropics, and also we're going to take a look at the lower 48 as well. You can see we got numerous showers and thunderstorms down here across South America, Central America, also in the portion of Mexico, also from Texas all the way through Nebraska, and also a little bit in portion of Colorado to New Mexico, also in portion of Wyoming to the Dakotas. More activity from portion of Missouri to Ohio, up here around Michigan, southeast Canada. Got some scattered activity across the Carolinas, Virginia, down into Florida, also down in the northern Gulf, also across the Caribbean Sea. Scattered activity over here across the Eastern Pacific, MDR region, getting some scattered activity. A little tropical wave here, need to kind of monitor it as it continues to push on to the Caribbean Sea. Got a cold front stretching from southern Florida all the way into the north central tropical Atlantic. Got a little bit of activity up around New York State as well. Alright, if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Also like these videos, share these videos, and let's continue to get the show on the road here, folks. Alright, you can see we got thunderstorms and showers from up here from Maine to southeast Canada to New York State to Ohio to Indiana to Missouri to Kansas to the Carolinas, Florida Keys, Louisiana to Texas, over toward New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado region, little pockets in portion of central Arizona, northeast Utah, southern Oregon, also a little bit in portion of Idaho and Montana region, northern Montana, southern Canada. Even got some thunderstorms and showers up here around Lake Superior to Wisconsin to Minnesota to Iowa to Nebraska region as well. Then we got some heavy rain and flash flooding over portions of New Mexico, central Texas, over toward Oklahoma, also Arkansas, from Virginia all the way up to New York State. Alright, otherwise, expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Sunday. Alright, let's move on to your Monday forecast. You can see we got thunderstorms and showers from portion of New Brunswick to Canada to southeast Canada, over to New Jersey, New Hampshire, to Maryland, D.C., to the Carolinas, Florida, Atlantic coastal waters, the northern Gulf, to Texas, to Georgia, to Oklahoma, to Missouri, to Illinois, up here around Lake Superior, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, through the Dakotas, also Montana, through northern Washington and Idaho region, right on the Canadian-U.S. border. Got a few pockets of thunderstorms and showers over Idaho and Nevada. More over portion of Wyoming through New Mexico, Arizona, northern Mexico to Texas, and also got some heavy rain, flash flooding over central Florida down toward the Florida Keys for your Monday. Otherwise, expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Monday. Alright, let's move on to the current watch and warn advisory map for your locating across the nation. Alright, we got air quality alerts up here in Michigan and northern Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, a little bit in portion of Colorado. Got some heat advisories over here in portion of Georgia, California, Nevada, Washington, Oregon State. Got some red flag warnings over portion of Montana and also Washington State. Got some excessive heat warnings in effect for portion of Oregon, Northern California, Southern California, and Southern Nevada. One county there in portion of Idaho and one in Southern Utah. Also got some blowing dust advisories over southeastern Arizona. Flood watches in effect for areas of New Mexico, Texas, and Oklahoma, portion of Arkansas region. Got some flood warnings in effect, and flash flood warnings going in Texas and Oklahoma, and a little bit portion of Nebraska regions as well. Got some hydro issues over southern Florida, excuse me. Even got some pockets of severe thunderstorms over portion. Severe thunderstorm warnings over pockets in Texas, to Oklahoma, to North Carolina, and also up in Ohio. Even got some flash flood warning, flood advisories also spattered across the map as well. Alrighty, we got some small craft advisory, gale warning from Northern California to Washington State. Hawaii and Chain Island looks good, and a little bit around the Alaska region to the southwest. Alright, let's move on to the Storm Prediction Center outlook for your Sunday, and it's going to look something like this here. As you can see, we got general thunderstorms up here from portion of Burlington, Vermont, down to Raleigh, Columbia, to Miami, to New Orleans, to San Antonio, to Flagstaff, to Albuquerque, up to Denver. Then again from Minneapolis to Norfolk to Duluth, a little bit over a portion of northern Montana. Marginal risk look from east of Lubbock all the way to Springfield, then from Raleigh all the way up to a portion of Watertown, New York. The probability is going to look like this for a tornado. Less than 2% all areas. Damaging winds 5%, and large hail less than 5% all areas. So that's going to be just pretty much a damaging wind event for your Sunday in those areas where the marginal risk is outlined. Alright, let's take a look at day number 3. It's going to look like this. You can see a marginal risk up here in portion of the Dakotas from Grand Forks to Fargo to Bismarck, just northwest of Aberdeen, South Dakota, just north of Rapid City. Marginal risk general thunderstorm elsewhere from Great Falls to Texas to Miami, all the way to Portland, Maine. And the probability is going to look like a 5% risk area across the Dakotas and portions of Wyoming. Alright, now let's take a look at the tropics. And we're going to show you that system I've been talking about for the last couple of days. You're going to see it here highlighted from the National Hurricane Center right along the Gulf Coast, across Florida and the southeast coast. Has about a 0% chance of development over the next 48 hours, and 7 days looks 20%. So we're expecting something maybe developing here in the Gulf and could spread to the north and bring some heavy rain from Louisiana, maybe far east of Georgia. South Carolina could be included. We'll continue to monitor that and see what happens, see how the system develops. But the National Hurricane Center is watching the system here. This system here do look like it will become Tropical Storm Dexter sometime next week. We will continue to monitor. Hope everybody has a wonderful Saturday evening, folks. Take care and also enjoy the weather, because the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, and make sure you subscribe if you have not already. And also enjoy the weather, because the only weather you got.